When FELA was alive, you know, he basically, for the most part, he stayed in Nigeria and he dealt with what was happening in Nigeria to his fellow Nigerians and how that related to what was going on all over Africa and in fact what was happening in the rest of the world. And one of the things that FELA, what he really confronted was the corruption in Nigerian government and how these multinational companies were coming into Nigeria, exploiting the resources and leaving nothing in return for the people. Now what are we dancing to today? There are people making music all over. There are people making music. We can dance to anything. This guy happened to make a sound that was so infectious, so profound, that even today, we play it on the stage, people will dance. It's a really wonderful experience to work on this particular piece and to work with a wide range of artists that participate on it.
It's a great sense of pride to be playing this role. I played the role of Fumalaya, the mother of FELA, who was a great woman, a great teacher. She had so many firsts, and one of her main firsts was that she was the first woman to drive a car in Nigeria. Sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? All of this sort of history that this woman had, and you know, to sit there on my great ladder on stage and to portray her is fantastic.
And in terms of African music, you know, of course, you know, FELA created this sound, Afrobeat, and it's a fusion of high life, funk, jazz, soul, and so, yeah, watching the different audiences react to that sound is really, it's powerful.
I'm going to change Africa. I'm going to change the world.
Yeah, the sad story of Africa, you know, it's just as sad as anybody else's story. But that does not stop people from investing, from creating new business, you know, for focusing on infrastructure. But there's infinite possibility inside of all of this. And it's up, I think, ultimately, if Africans want to do something, they need to, you know, pick up the tools and do it. But it's already happening. It's already happening. The people involved in the show said, now here we have this cast from the diaspora who are working, and they're working artists, you know, making livelihood for themselves, you know, telling the story of one of our icons traveling the world. Now, this is great.
The music of FELA is very, very infectious. You know, there's no way that you can sit through 2 hours of our show and just be stone cold.
If someone can walk out and feel a little bit of that energy inside of them, I can face it. I can face it wherever it is. If it's job application, if it's moving back home, if it's building a house, if it's going through it, whatever the idea was that you had about what you wanted to do it.